Cool. Salutations to the prime. Shua Wutalakum.
Okay, 747 24/7 361 degrees. Peace to everyone that will be entering the building. I want to say Kum, salutations to the primes. Thank you for your attendance. State your name, put it in the comment section. You are relevant. Peace and love to everybody. Peace and love. I want to say thank you for everybody that's coming in. I know I wanted to come on at 9:09, but you know how the universe goes. Peace to the High Priestess, Sister Shavana in the building. Peace to Sister LaAnkh. Peace to Brother Anku. I see you. Thank you for your attendance. I really appreciate the love. Really appreciate the love.
Salutations to the prime.
All right. So I wanted to have a little discussion. Tonight's discussion is called The Halls of Amenti Archives. All right. So this is in relation to the codex, of course. This is in relation to the codex. All right. So we just got a new book that just came out, which is called The Cube. I will be sharing information from that book called The Cube. Hopefully you get this book, all right? It is a great thing to have. Shout out to Sister Shirley. I want to say thank you, Messiah Code All Star, Purple Hearts. I love to see when y'all come back. Peace to Sister Shirley. I got you. I got you, Sister Shirley. I got something special for you tonight. Thank you. You just put a smile on my face, for real. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. All right. So I would like to introduce myself. Let me I would like to formally introduce myself. I am Solar Prime Supreme 131 Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code movement, also of Dualu. All right. Now, I would like to share some great information tonight with you or today, wherever you are on the planet, wherever you are in the universe. I would like to share some great information with you about the Messiah Code. I want to share with you about the 131. All right. This number or this sequence is synonymous to how we broadcast or how we connect to the mainframe consciousness. All right. So if I ask you to pick a number between 1 and 31, each one of you will have something which we call a log date. This is how you log in space and time. All right. So each one of us have a purpose within this or significance within this body of what we call the Messiah or the returning Messiah. Okay. What is a Messiah? A Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular group or cause. Also, we say a Messiah is one who is preparated for war. Peace to the Oracle is in the building. Thank you. Shout out to 327 Solar Prime Supreme. Thea Lamel in the building. Thank you. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for everybody coming in. And can I get a share if you care? Can I get like 10 shares if you care? All right. So like I said, I really want to share some information with you about the Messiah Code. Okay. A couple things that you need to know before we get started is again, what is a Messiah? A Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular group or cause. I don't want anybody to get too crazy. That's why we're going to give up what we're sharing with this information. But also, we know that it's 361 degrees in a circle. Okay. So people ask, well, what do you mean 361 degrees? Excuse me. Well, excuse me. 361 degrees is actually the one degree that they forgot, which is the dot that stands in the middle. So you operate through what we call astral perception. Astral perception is you operating from that dot. You operating from the dot that's in the center of the circle. So I would like for you to see the world like that, in a sense, feel the world like that, embrace the world like that, in a way, because it has it has a sequence to how you logged in, or it has it's relevant to how you logged in space and time. All right. You pick the number or how you came in as your birthday or what we call a log date. You pick that number for your purpose on this earth. All right. Which we call the mainframe consciousness. All right. So tonight's discussion is more or less about, the halls of Amenti. And the halls of Amenti are mentioned in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Some believe thought to be Tahuti, um, Thres Magisis, Melchizedek. It's many things of what people call thought or how they embrace what thought was. All right, but literally, thought. is how can I explain this? It would be symbolic of when you tap into the network. All right. When you tap into the network, you are actually tapping into thought. This is the same messianic figure that has been mentioned from years on in, that has incarnated and has, um, I would say, expanded his or her awareness or consciousness in this mainframe by the experience of what we call God. All right. So I want to share a little bit of archives with you because we really don't have what was in the halls of Amenti. And if you listen to the last discussion that we had a discussion about the Stargate project. We talked about how they invested $500 billion, $500 billion into a project that's devoted to you, to unlocking what's within you. All right. So, yeah. And another thing is this, with Project Stargate, it started in 1977. Remember, we talked about that also. All of this was relevant to the cube subject, all of it was relevant to the matrix subject. It was all connected. You might ask me, well, how did these things connect? Well, first things first is, as you know, it is 361 degrees. You are moving from astral perception. So, what I would like to do is, for everybody here, I would like to more or less give you an exercise, right? I'm going to give you an exercise, right?
Cool.
I want
Salutations
you
to
to
the
imagine
prime.
yourself in multiple places. Let's say if you had a mirror around you, all right? A mirror on all sides of you.
Yeshua Wutalakum.
Okay? So what I want you to do is imagine yourself in different places, looking in that mirror, gazing at yourself. All right? This is a exercise, an exercise of astro perception. People say, well, you know, what are you coming here for? Or why are you here at the Messiah Code? Or why are we here? What are the lessons that we're learning? All right. So all the morality that you learned throughout the course of your spiritual teachings, that's great. It has led you to this road. All right. That you can tap into the higher perspective of yourself. That's what the Messiah Code, spiritual conscious evolution for spiritual technology, is about. All right. So, first things first, I would like for you to take a couple deep breaths. And when you take these deep breaths, I want you to imagine yourself in different states. Imagine yourself from seeing yourself from the side. Imagine seeing yourself from this side. Imagine seeing yourself from frontwards. Imagine seeing yourself from backwards and up top. Imagine seeing yourself from all angles. All right, just imagination. While you're talking to me or while you're watching this video, I'm asking you, I'm requesting that you tap into a realm of your imagination. All right. Hopefully, you guys can hear me clear. It's not too loud, it's not too muffled or anything. And my point is coming across clear. All right. I would like for you to take a couple deep breaths, and I want you to imagine yourself from all angles and see how you see yourself. This is true reflection. This is true reflection. All right. But this is astro perception. This is astro perception. All right. And I'm sharing you what the Messiah Code will help you evolve that's already within you. But you have to see yourself not only from without, but you got to see yourself from within, operating from the dot. All right. Operating from the dot. And we're going to tap into the network of the Messiah. And when they talk about the halls of Amenti, they're really talking about the Stargate. If anything, I can tell you. Stargate. That's what the halls of are. It's no halls of Amenti. It's the Stargate. All right. And that's what we're tapping into. All right. And I want you to know the first thing first is you got to see yourself outside of your body. You got to see yourself from another perspective in this. And that's the only way that we can transcend here in this planet, but still exist and coexist with others and explain what we felt along the way. Now, if you just coming in here, again, I am Solar Prime Supreme 131, Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code movement and also of the Tuwalu tribe. All right. I'm here on this planet to share great information with you about the Messiah Code. And these are the numbers that range between 1 and 31, which represents the Alpha and Omega here on this
Salutations to the
planet Earth.
prime.
Okay. The mothership has landed for what anyone can see it as, for what anybody could feel it as. The only thing I can tell you is that the mothership has truly landed. But it's not some UFO like it's an unidentified flying object. No, it's not like that. The mothership lands on your mind. It lands on your heart. This is the relationship with the mothers and the fathers of old. That's how the mothership lands in the capacity of your heart and in your mind. You have to be willing to embrace it. It's not easy walking this journey. I'm telling you, man. For everybody that's fit to be a Messiah, male and female alike, it's not easy walking this journey because you got to walk the path of a turtle. Imagine that. That means you got to move with patience, but also you got to move like a cat. And what does a cat move with? A cat moves with grace. You got to learn how to move with grace when it comes to things. You know, good things come to those that know it's coming for them. I'm gonna keep it real. It's not for those who wait because you're not. If you wait, you're going to just be continually waiting. But you have to know these things are coming to you because why? Every day is a step towards what? The direction for that's within. That's all. Because you got to look at this journey like that. And if you don't look at it like that, then you are not having the experience. And thus, you are not tapping into God. I'm gonna keep it real. I share with information with you that's for now, and I'm telling you that it's spiritual beings all around us. I would like to do a reading before we go ahead. We're going to do a reading early in this discussion. For anybody that would like for me to do a reading for them, we're going to do a universal reading. Just say, yeah, I would like a reading. Just say yes, yes, or put one in the comment section. Just put one. That's it. Because when I say one, we talking about that wholeness. So I would like to do a reading of wholeness from the Codex that will tap into all of us right now and will allow the ancestor to speak through us. All right. Because you don't speak, um, you don't speak as your own. You allow the energy to flow through you. And that's how we move as messiahs. All right. We are collectively the body of the Messiah. We are collectively the body of the Messiah. Let me see what y'all gotta say. Sorry. I want to say thank you for the All Stars Peace family. I've been to the halls of Amenti. Can't remember how I got there, but a beautiful experience that I can't really explain with words. Felt honored to have been allowed in. Thank you, Sister Denise. I really appreciate your presence. Sister Denise, can you put your log date in the comment section? Don't put your year. Everybody put their log date in the comment section. Your log date is your month and your day, not your year. We don't know what year it is. For everybody else, if you would like to be a part of this universal reading of wholeness, we're going to do it together. And we're going to see what the universe is telling us today. I want to say peace to Sister Kimberly, Messiah
Salutations to
Cole
the
All
prize.
Star. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your attendance. All right. 821. That's a neutral axis prime. Neutral axis prime. All right. So if anybody asks you what's your rank in the Messiah Code or amongst the primes, neutral, you are a neutral axis prime. All right. That's 821. I should have, yeah, thank you. Gratitude for your attendance. I want to say peace to you, sister. Thank you. So neutral axis prime 821. So a neutral is to bring balance. A axis is to be the center. The axis is to be the center. All right. Do not take any sides. Your position is to bring balance to things. You're not supposed to, as a neutral prime. You're not. You're not. You're indivisible. You represent wholeness, and everything is balanced and wholeness. That's the only thing I can say about it. But you have two paths to follow. One is to be the center where things are centered around you, and the other is to balance things. All right. If anything, I can share with you. That's the first thing. Peace to everybody coming in. Thank you. So, a new book has dropped, which is The Cube. Make sure that you get it. Make sure that you get this book by Solar Prime Supreme 131 Lazarus Lamille of the Psycho Movement. All right. It's a very good book. And I'm making these books small like this for a reason. Because I understand what is going on. And these books have to be so sleek. You have to be able to move with them in different places so you can be able to tap into the mainframe in a certain way. So that's why I'm making these books so small and thick like this. Right? Real talk. It's like a concentrated force. If you think about David when he slew Goliath, he slew him with a diamond, but it was also a concentrated force that he slew him with. All right. So I hope it is in my it is in my um it's in everything in me that I can say that this serves you well. This book, The Cube. All right. So yeah, I said I was going to do a reading for everyone, and what I would like to do, Sister Denise, if you can just breathe for a second. When you say clear, and when I'm clear, if anybody else is on here is clear, we all, you know how this goes. If you got a clear breath, we're gonna move with it. All right. And then I'm gonna proceed to pull a stone. All right, because this is very important to allow the ancestors to
Salutations to the
nourish us
prize.
with guidance, not with the answer, but with guidance. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a couple breaths, and when I'm clear, I'm gonna pull too. I'm gonna pull, and then I'm gonna read what's on the screen, and we'll build from there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called the spiritual warrior, Mujahid. All right, but it's in its reverse position. For anybody coming in, I'll put this on the screen for y'all so y'all have it. All right. Yeah. I'll put it on the screen real quick. Thank you for everybody coming in. Peace to all the messiahs. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Give me a second. I'm going to put it on the screen. Sister Denise, I got something else for you about the halls of Amenti. I'm going to do some more stuff. I'm going to talk about it. I got you. Because you said you went there. All right. So, let's see. I think I can pull it on the screen. 1 second. I don't know if it is. Let me see. 1 second. Yeah. All right, cool. That's cool. Should be on there. All right, Mujahid reverse. So I learned about Mujahid on the 7th day when I was learning the body of the Messiah significantly. I learned about it, and it really put me in a certain position about learning about myself and my spiritual journey. But hear me out. It says this: Mujahid, spiritual warrior, energy reversed. Codex warning of leaked power, ego, conflict, and the loss of inner focus. When Mujahid reverses, it signals a leak in your energy, action without direction, power without discipline. You may feel your force is spilling out in unseen ways, slow and subtle. If a connection or mission is cut short, do not grieve. It's briefly, uh, it's naivety, but sacred timing. The real issue here is trust and the confidence to follow divine sequence, not emotional attachment. This reversal asks, are you truly on a path of self conquest, or are you secretly trying to dominate others? Examine your motives with precision. Not everything dressed in discipline is clean. Do your desires serve your highest self, or are they disguised forms of ego? Do you see reality as it is, or only how it makes you feel? These questions must be asked without fear. The reverse warrior turns the blade inward. The answers you seek will not come from external approval. True connections begin within. Consult no one before you consult yourself. And when you consult the ancestors, you are only accessing your deeper self. This is the proper posture of the spiritual warrior, sword in hand, heart on trial. Return to inner alignment. The war is never with them, it's always with you. And then I took you to the codex, reference and alignment, one in correspondences, misuse of power, ego driven will, confrontation with personal motives, conflict born from internal need, scattered aggression, emotional instability, identity crisis, ego exposure, forced self review, audit. Also, this corresponds with 5, 1, and 9, which is conflict correction through challenge, 1, shadow misuse, will, false leadership, 9, return to personal wisdom, completion of cycle. And then I took you to Surah 8:46. Do not dispute and lose courage. Also, James 4:1. What causes fights among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within? And this, the Tao Tang, which is verse 33, it says, he who conquers others is strong. He who
Salutations to the
conquers himself
prime.
is mighty. And also Messiah code wisdom to ask the ancestors is to ask yourself. This is the first act of the true warrior. Activation phrase, I reclaim my power. I question my motives. I trust the battle because I trust the source. Wow. This is the powerful stone of a spiritual warrior. I can tell you that, man. You see how it said, man, we all gotta question our motives. What are we in this for? What are we doing this for? What are we doing all of this stuff for? Is it for power? Is it for like just to be like let's say let's say you want to be famous or something like that. Instead of taking quality over quantity. I rather I rather connect with, quality people than a quantity than a bunch of people, should I say. And the universe is the same when they choosing, a certain class of people. It's quality over quantity. It's certain. I think that's something that we would, embracing this is something important about this. But knowing our motives and what we doing, whatever position you in, my position included, no ego in this. I'm here to serve you. What I'm doing here is serving you. It's not it's not that I'm in a position trying to teach you anything. If anything, I would like to tell you, for anybody in a position or in a seat to share or to represent the community, yeah, you don't teach nobody anything. It belongs to the community. You share it with the community. We keep it real. And for anybody in any type of position of leadership, we all have to do the work. We all have to wipe the table if the table needs to be cleaned. We all have to wash the dishes if the dishes need to be washed. I'm gonna give you a little story, a little something story that'll blow you up, right? Peace to brother Justin. Hopefully you safe, you sound, everything is cool. Hear me out. I'm gonna give you a little story though. Listen, I ran away from home when I was 15 years old. I ran to a life of to a gang of sorts. I ran into a gang. And you know why I ran away from home? It's the silliest thing that y'all gonna say. Why did you run away from home, Laz? I'm gonna tell you why I ran away from home. Because I didn't want to wash the dishes. My grandma told me to wash the dishes one time in front of my cousin that was just visiting. And I was deciding from my ego, I was like, man, I'm not washing them dishes. I was 15 years old and I had a big head. And I felt as though since it was 17 people that lived in our house, It shouldn't have been my obligation to wash the dishes, but that wasn't the case. It was about following orders. Following orders, yo. That's what it was really all about. It was about following orders. It wasn't about anything else. My problem was I didn't want to follow orders because I had an ego that was driven in my mind. And I
Cool.
told my grandma, no, I'm
Salutations
not
to the
washing them
primes.
dishes. And she told me one more time, wash the dishes. And I said, no, I'm not. Before I said that, she slapped me. I'm telling you the truth. She slapped the crap out of me before I got to finish what I was saying. She slapped me. And I was so furious and so angry, so mad that I ran out the door. I ran out the door, yo. And I ran to a life of crime. I ran into a gang where they were selling drugs and stuff. And I was involved in things that I shouldn't have been with when I was a kid, selling drugs and stuff. I'm just telling you my path that I took. And I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was a kid, all right? But what I'm telling you is, before I told y'all, man, that was Molech. Molech touched the kids. Molech is the one that grabs the kids up. And the one thing that Molech likes to strip the fathers from the house. Because once Molech strips the fathers from the house, he is allowed to, you know, play with the children's mind in any type of way. Think about Peter Pan. Peter Pan, man, is a bad person. Peter Pan is really bad. Peter Pan, he takes children to Neverland, a place he kidnaps children, and he's a child that never grew up. And he's the Pied Piper because he utilizes the music to capture the children in their dreams. Isn't that something? So what I'm telling you is that they got another Peter Pan. You know what Pan is? Pan is another name for goat. It's another name for goat. It's like Pan, like the Baphomet is Pan, is the deity Pan, which is a goat. And Pan also deals with music, right and left. Keep it real. That's what happened. Don't you know Pan is associated with Saturn as well? Think about it. Saturn is the orchestra. I bring all of this back to the planet Saturn. If anything I can tell y'all, I bring all of this stuff back with the cube and this dimensional reality that we are trapped in. All right? But we are trapped as an aspect of a product of our mind. Okay? Real talk. We exist and coexist in other realities, in other realms of existence. When you go in a dream world, you experience that. It's part of it. You realize that there are other worlds than this one. It's just that you haven't accepted it. That's the problem. And every time you go in that world, you face challenges just like you face challenges in this world. What if I tell you in that world you're going crossing dimensions? A lot of times you're crossing dimensions of different aspects of yourself in other universes. And the only way you can go there is through that world. Man, that's too heavy right now.
Salutations to the
But
primes.
these are the halls of Amenti. The halls of Amenti is the Stargate. It's no halls of Amenti at all. You know, in the emerald tablets of Thoth, you know what the emerald color is? The emerald color is the green light. That's the green light that shines from the heart. From the heart. That's the green light that has to shine from your heart. It has to be a green light to shine from your heart. You might say, why is that? Because the green comes from the blue, which is at the which is at the throat seat, right? Look at Saturn. What color is it? What color is it? All right. But you got it from the throat seat, right? That's the blue color. And then you got the gut feeling is the yellow seat. That's the gut. It lights up like a light bulb. It lights up like a light bulb. I'm telling you. And then in between is green. That's what makes that. So you have your gut feeling. It's what ignites the green. And you have the communication with the blue that ignites the green also. If you don't have If you don't have the blue and the yellow connecting up, you can't create the green. The green doesn't like people. This is funny. People think when they go to this chakra, right? People think, oh, it's just shining in itself. How can it do that and it's not a primary color? How can this? How could How could this chakra, or what they consider to be a node, this is the node right here. This is right here, y'all. Right here. At your solar plexus. Y'all can touch it if you want. You can touch it if you want. How could that color be emitting green? It does, green is not a primary color. There's only three primary colors, right? Blue, yellow, and red. All right, let's build. And they say, well, what about yellow? What about um 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 um, um what about white and black? White and black aren't color, they're states. Let's not do that. All right. So the green light, it comes from the gut feeling. It comes from a connection of the psychic mind. That feeling that you feel like you connected. It's the gut feeling knows the future. It knows the future. It knows a moment that you're not in this present moment. It's a gut feeling. It's like, man, that gut feeling, man, I had that gut feeling. That's the bright feeling. Sometimes we like a person makes you feel that gut feeling. Like let's say a person makes you feel a type of way. Some people call it love. Like you get that bubbly feeling when you're around somebody in a way. That's that yellow. That's the color yellow. It's coming from right here. It's coming from right here, this seat. All right. So as it's shining, that color yellow, that color yellow, it ignites a portion of the green. It ignites portions of the green. So now you got the blue. The blue color, which is a primary source of color, it's beaming out. And it's beaming out for what? To make a connection. Blue is the fastest color. So think about this. Blue is moving through a spectrum that other colors aren't. So communication moves through a spectrum that other colors can't. That's why the color blue is at the throat seat. The color blue is at the throat seat because it moves through the mainframe at a speed that the other colors can't. You got to be able to communicate with people on another wave. You know, we live. Listen, you are a product of three things, right? The past, which represents your foundation, all right, which is something that you can't change, all right, which is something that we have to accept, which is acceptance. You got your future, which is uncertainty, but then you got the now, which is transcendence. You hear me? You embrace reality by three principles, and you have to learn those three principles. If not, then how can you exist? You have to learn to accept things. That's the past. You got to learn the principle of things that are uncertain. uncertainty. But you always got to be in the mode of transcendence, which is the middle path. All right, that's the middle path that we take as messiahs. All right, and that's something that I'm sharing with you. So this color is emitting green, and it becomes love. Love connects in so many ways. I tell people, you know, it's five forms of magic. You got white magic, black magic, sorcery, divination, and then they all bow down to love because love is the strongest force. All right. It's in my heart and my theory. If you want me to explain anything about the emerald tablets or what they represent truly, the emerald tablets are on your heart. And it's all about love. That's it. And the color shines green. Keep it real. That's that's what it is. The color shines green. It's love. You think it shines another color, but it's the color emerald. The color and true love. Guess what true love shines, y'all? Guess what true love shines? Gold. True love heart is gold. Keep it real. It becomes gold because that yellow light overtakes everything. That yellow light overtakes everything. Yeah, it's a golden key to open up the green heart. That's correct. The golden key to open up the green heart. We gotta love each other in a certain type of way, man. Let me keep it 100. A lot of people's movement, they forget that. I think that's what this was talking about um when we was learning today about Mujahid reverse. When we was learning about Mujahid reverse, we were learning about, you know, basically, you know, knowing that we gotta serve. We here to serve, man. We're
Salutations to
not
the
here to
prize,
do
Mr.
anything else. If anybody on these platforms they doing anything but serving, man, I'ma say get away from them. If any advice I can share with you, they're not here to serve. And what we here for? Why are you behind a screen? Why are you on a microphone? Why is your image up? Why are you doing this? You got to be doing it to serve. All right? And that's the only way this will work in your favor. And we all have to look deep within. We keep it real. And serving people, giving people love, it ain't about giving people, you see people on the corner or whatever, and you giving them petty change. No, that ain't love. Oh, let me give them a little bit of love. No, you give them the love from your heart. You embrace them with your time. You embrace them with your devotion of making a change in this world. Keeping it real. That's why we formed Tuwalu as a nonprofit. All right, I'm gonna keep it real. We designed Tuwalu as a nonprofit so we can serve the community. We are here. Look, we've been on homework assignments, learning all our city councilors. All right, our city councils. We've been on homework assignments, learning all the people deeply involved with public activities. We keep it real. And if you would like to be involved with this, I'm calling out for all volunteers. You might say, well, what can I do? Well, you can find out all the city council people in your immediate county, your immediate area. And you can start to address the problems of the community. How about that? When you see a pothole in the road, write it down. When you see people being harassed by the police and the police is coming in our neighborhood and they shouldn't be coming in because we police our own neighborhood, I want you to write it down. And also, I want you to find out which city council meeting is in your county. And guess what? I want you to figure out how to attend that meeting. And I want you to see what's going on with public affairs in your community. All right. This is what our homework assignment is. If you're a part of this, you're a part of real change, you want to do something in Messiah, and yeah, let's do it. We calling out for volunteers, man. And this is a position of real strength. This is a real position of real strength because you know it is our goal to set up a community center of Tuwalu in your region so we can serve you properly. Because the methodology of old, it's not working. They are not addressing the needs of the people. Let me keep it real. They are not addressing the needs of the people. So we will get that funding. We will put proper people in place in order to allocate these funds, in order to feed the people in the right way. Yes, we're going to have Karen's Kitchen in different regions of the United States of America and beyond. And Karen's Kitchen is going to serve the people food, wholesome food. It's going to be vegetarian food at that. All right. And the same missions that people been going to the Catholics to eat a bunch of slop that has been contributing to the problem, we are going to solve the problem. All right, as Tuwalu,
Salutations to
which
the
is the healing
prize.
associated when all love unites. And if you would like to embrace that principle, join us. Join us because we need board members.
Yeshua
We need
Utalakum.
more board members to assess these problems that's going on in our community. We need more board members to step up to the plate and stop crying about it and thinking that, change is going to come by another person's hand other than your own. We see the pain that's going on in this environment. We see what's going on. Let's stop playing games and let's be the help that's right at the end of our own arms. Let's be that help. That's all I gotta say, my brothers and sisters, my kings and queens, my emperors and empresses. So you got homework today for everybody on here, you messiahs. You're a leader, savior of a particular group or a cause. So, okay, you're gonna prove it. Now, what you're gonna do is find out all your city councilmen, all the councilmen in your state. You're gonna find all the councilmen, and guess what? Your mayors. You want to find out all your mayors. You want to do history, or you want to find out who these people are. You want to address them because you're going to find out when the next city council meeting is. Don't just go in there, like you know it all. First, watch a couple city council meetings. Just look at them, see how they hold the meeting, see how they conduct their meeting, so you can have respect for their meeting when you go in. Because if you go in somebody's house and you don't show respect, you're not going to get respect. Facts? Facts? All right, so let's move like that, y'all. Y'all got homework here. I don't want to hear no excuses about why we don't got what we need. I don't want to hear nothing because we are here in place right now, Tuwalu. We are here for you. Let me keep it real. You say, well, why you did it? You got a business, Lamel. You got a courier service. We got other people that got businesses. Yeah, we got businesses, but our business is to do God's work. And if you ain't trying to do that, then back up away from me, yo. Let me keep it real. Back up away from me. I don't want to hear what you talk about because if you want to do God's work, it's going to cause you to stay up late at night. It's going to cause you to get up early in the morning. It's going to cause you to put extra hours in, and you're gonna have to say, "Am I really committed to this?" I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And then all the flat that people talk about, yeah, let it be flat and let it be internet flat, and let us just do the work. We don't gotta be famous, yo. I don't want to be famous. I just want to do the work. I'm gonna keep it real because when it got dangerous for Jesus, when he did the sermon on the mount, when they said, man, he can change political affairs. He can look at all these people, man, he can change the mode of political affairs. Oh man, he's dangerous. That's when it got dangerous. I'm not worrying about famous, y'all. Let Caesar be Caesar. Let people render Caesar what's Caesar. But let's render God what's God's. That's it. And let's take ours. Let's take God's back. And if you're willing to take God's back, well, be a part of our army. Be a part of God's army here. Get in information. Get information. Literally, get information. Go find out who these people are. Go find out who these people are. And when you see something in your community, write it down. I don't want you crying about it. Say, oh man, look at this. The police just did that. No, I want you to bring it to the city council meeting and I want you to address the problem. And if you need somebody to back you up, we coming. We coming to your so we can back you up. All right.
Salutations
That's
to the
how we want
prime.
to do this. And if we ain't doing it like that, this ain't a revolution. This ain't something that about is about changing something. This is about crying about something. All right. And if we come in as the Mujahid spiritual warriors, we got to know that we here to serve. All those egotistical people, let them be ego. Let them be stars. Because all they're going to be is fallen stars. Trust me on that. They're not going to be rising stars. You are a rising star. Messiah. That's it. And I say that with everything I got in me. Because they asked me, well, why you do this? I have no other reason but to serve my purpose here. And you're part of it. I'm here to wash your feet. I'm here to take you to that next level so you can step up to the plate. That's why I'm washing you. I'm so serious about that. So you can take new paths. That's why I'm washing your feet. And if I was in your presence, I would do the same. Because that's what it's really about. No games in this. No games in it at all. I'm calling for volunteers, man. You see something, write it down. Let's address it. All right. And let's have them make a vote on what we present. All right. Real talk. Let's have them let's get them to make a vote on what we present. All right. Real talk. You said, as my grandma said, you can show. You said, I can show you better than I can tell you. Man, you got my grandmom's name, Sister Shirley. When you came in here, I felt my grandmom's spirit. You didn't even know that. For real, you was like first person that came in. I knew my grandma was in the building. And when my grandmom's in the building, she means business. It's a 10:41 right now. 10:41 on the clock. That's a 141 right now. 141. You told me that. That's a 141. You got my grandmama name. And I'm so blessed to have you in here, Sister Shirley. Real talk. And you've been with me for years. And I'm going to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But this is what we're doing right now. This is why we took the path to form a nonprofit. We took the path to form a nonprofit so we can get the funds, so we can give it to the people. So we can give it to the people. I don't want nothing. I'm good. I'm going to keep it real. I'm so good. My wife will tell you, I need basically nothing but to serve you. You'll be like, what moves him? Serving the people. Well, what does Lazarus need? He needs something more so he can serve the people. I'm telling you, if anything, my significant other would tell you, anybody that ever been with me on this level, they'll tell you, especially her that knows me the most, she'll tell you, only thing I want to do is give to you. That's it. I do what I stay up late at night. I cry. I cry the tears of hardship so I can do better. That's all I would love to do. I want to educate myself so I can better serve the people. I want to have something so I can better serve the people.
Salutations to the
That's
prime.
what that's what it has to be, y'all. If it ain't that, then we not doing this. All right. But I give y'all knowledge. I share knowledge with y'all. And this knowledge that I share with y'all is to take you to the next level. I'm tired of the people that's giving y'all that bumbo jumbo that's keeping you in the loop. That's keeping you in the loop. It's time for you to know that you are the great ones. You are the ones that they will remember thousands of years from now. And if they don't, make them remember. They act like they not, make them remember. Because you are a Messiah. That's it. If we ain't Messiahs, what are we? No, we not scrap of this matrix. We not scrap. We not food for this matrix. We not food for this matrix. We are Messiahs. All right. So yeah, what else I want to say? It's 10:44 right now. 10:44. Coom. 10:44. That shout out to my 141s. 10:44 right now. 144,000. Thank you. We operating. We operating from the dot right now. The dot is astro perception. That's what this book is about. This book, The Cube, is about astral perception. It's learning that you have the ability to go to and fro, not only from on the earth, but you can move out of this body. And you can speak to the ones that communicate with you with love. You can connect with those and always you never lost, you never was severed from that connection. To show you that you are one with these people. You are one with these beings. You are one with the essence. The only thing that you have to do is know that you are part of the wholeness. That's it. All the tones are important. The prayers are important. The meditation is important. The knowledge is important. The math is important. All of these things are so important. Please do not act like none of these things are suited for naught. These are all a part of something that bring you up the spiral staircase. Because that's how the staircase goes up. They got us moving in a circle. We don't move in a circle. We move up the spiral. We move up the spiral. All right? That's how we move. All right? So it was something I wanted to share with y'all. It was a couple scriptures, man, that I really wanted to bring up. That I really felt the spirit, man. I really felt the energy, and I really wanted to just share what was on my mind. Let me keep it real. I just wanted to share what was on my mind and what I felt about our journey. And like I said, we need volunteers in the community. We need volunteers that want to be a part of Tuwalu. I get the Messiah Code movement. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube, and that is a social platform that we connect with, to interface with the media. But the Walu is something different. The Walu is the tribe. The Walu is the tribe, y'all. We keep it real. The Walu is us effectively doing real things in the community, and it being notarized, and it being authenticated for what we're doing as suited in our purpose. All right. Considering when you see something wrong, you make it happen and you fix it. That's it. You see something that people are complaining about, you fix it. All right. Want to say peace to Trill? Yo, we bringing Queen Sheba up the winding staircase. Yo, Trill, I explained about Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba is really Cassiopeia. Yo, Rahul Bat, look, okay, Arthur and took my sword. Yeah. Listen, Queen Sheba is really Cassiopeia. She is she's the wife of the Phoenix, the resurrected one. She's the wife of the resurrected one. See, Queen Sheba goes around the northern polarity, bro. She goes around the northern polarity. Why does she go around the northern polarity? Because the northern polarity or the North Star is what? It's Solomon. It's her higher state. It's her reflection. Because it's her reflection. Because remember, Solomon was the wisest. All right, he was the wisest. That's the Polaris. That's the North Star. So everything going high, the North Star. You see Cassiopeia going around the North Star, and you know what Cassiopeia looked like, bro? Cassiopeia looked like 5 stars. And what points does a woman have? A woman has 5 points. A man has 6 points. When you count the phallus, a woman has 5 points. She is symbolic of Queen Sheba, also Cassiopeia, which is the wife of the phoenix. She's the wife of the phoenix, the resurrected one. He's resurrected inside of her. Same story, bro. He resurrects inside of her. True to it. He resurrects inside of her. So now, you busting it down, you will see that when Cassiopeia goes around, because when we were in indentured servitude, we were looking for the North Star, but we were also looking for Cassiopeia to find our way to freedom. We were looking for these entities in order to tap into a higher perspective of self. We have 6 points as a male figures. Women have 5 points. They represent Cassiopeia. She's going around the North Star, which is Solomon. So she'll always be able to find herself home. All right? Which is what? Because, and it all links up too, because, I connect this up with you never heard of Pleiades family? Pleiades, the 7 sisters. Pleiades is really, it's Pleiades. It's Ptah, and that has embraced the 7 ladies. The 7 ladies is not 7 women. 7 ladies are the 7 principles of a woman. The 7 principles of how she created, or how she brought things into existence through her womb. All right. The 7 principles. All right. That's how it connects up. The 7 sisters is the 7. Pleiades is ladies.
Salutations to the
You know what the
prime.
P stands for, bro? I'm gonna keep it real. P stands for, it's gonna blow your mind. I know you know the answer to this one. It stands for, it's a secret word. If you don't know it, you don't know it. P stands for this. Top. You know why it stands for top? We in the halls of Amenti, right? Remember, it's no halls of Amenti. It's the Stargate. The halls are the Stargate. Let me keep it real. Listen, that is correct. Ptah. You're correct. You're correct. The P stands for Ptah. Now, let's bust it down, Trillion. Let's go. Let's go. Look at this. So now, Ptah with the ladies. Why? Because Ptah, when Khnum is on the potter's wheel, who is the man that Khnum's creating? He's creating Ptah. Because Ptah is the utterance from what was in the mind. But he has to go through the 7 sisters, or he has to go through Pleiades. Doesn't this sound galactic? He has to go through the 7 sisters. The 7 sisters are the mind, its correspondence, which is as above, so below, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. Done. Done. Ptah has to go through the 7 sisters. The sisters. The sisters are stars. The sisters are Pleiades, are ladies. Ptah ladies that embrace the feminine principle. All right? Real talk. But Ptah, you know what's so deep? By him embracing the feminine principle, he was able to embrace the masculine principle of himself. Because guess what, Ptah, I'm going to blow you out with this one. Yo, you need to get the Gemini Project for this. I talk about this in the Gemini Project with the teachings of Messiah Bob Marley. Oh man, yo, babe, can you please get me the Gemini Project? Please, I know you're watching this video. Oh man, go get me the Gemini Project. I wanna read you lessons from Bob Marley himself from the Gemini Project. I don't know if you got this book. It is authorized by the Messiah Code movement. Thank you, thank you. He said, "All mine is mine." Yo, I'm gonna share some lessons with you from the Gemini Project that talks about this whole thing. Talks about this whole thing, and it's all stems from the teachings of Bob Marley. Because in the Gemini Project, I talk about how Bob Marley used to have secret meetings because Bob Marley was on a spiritual level that people didn't know he was on. He was on such a spiritual level, he was able to take a bullet. And after he took that bullet, he went and performed a concert the next day, bro. Like it wasn't nothing. He was really driven, spiritually driven. And where was Bob Marley from? People say he was from Jamaica. No, he was from the tribe of Joseph. So you got to know your tribes, bro. You got to know your tribes. Every zodiac, thank you. Every zodiac is really a tribe of um of Israel. Because Israel means to ascend to El. Israel. Remember Muhammad and Trill. Remember Muhammad and Quran 17:1. He made a Isra. So when you say Israel, you're talking about to ascend. Because where did Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam go? He went to the Masjid al Aqsa, all right, from the masjid that was Haram in Mecca, right? Remember that. He went from Masjid Haram to Masjid Aqsa on what was called a El Barak. And the El Barak or the Barak comes from the word Baraka. Baraka. Guess what that means? Baraka means to shine, meaning that he was literally in some form of vehicle of sort to take him to this place. But what people don't understand that Masjid al-Aqsa comes from the word Akasa, which means to go far away. But he didn't go. Look, Mecca and Jerusalem aren't that far away. They're not that far away. So where he was talking about was the place that was galactic, that was within himself, that he traveled. That's what they was talking about. Masjid al-Aqsa is the same thing that they talk about when they give reference to what is it called? Dar Islam. Dar Islam is New Jerusalem. That's the mothership. It's the same thing. It lands on your mind. It lands on your heart. Yeah. Oh, let me read this story. Let me read the lessons about Bob Marley, how he broke this down. Look, listen. Bob Marley used to have meetings, right? And what he used to do in one of the meetings, he had Michael Jackson come to his meeting. All right? He had Michael Jackson come to his meeting. And and he taught Mike a couple of things about some stuff. And that's primarily what this book is about. This book is about Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog represent Bob and Michael because Gog is Bob, which is Bob Marley, and Magog is Michael. They're resurrected people. They're resurrected entities. They existed before on this earth. Okay, I explained that in this book. Okay, so he was a Taino as well. He practiced Taino spirituality. He gave reference to Abe, even though people say he gave reference to Jah. He also knew his heritage is Indian, what some classify as Indian heritage. Jamaicans or Jamaica is a Taino word. The Jamaicans are Taino people. The Haitians are Taino people. The Puerto Ricans are Taino people. The Dominicans are Taino people. All right. The Floridians are Taino people. Guess what? Going on up to Georgia, on up to South and North Carolina have Taino people in them. All right. All connected up. And I wrote about that in the Charlotte Rise Up book, how we communicated through the rivers. I explained how the rivers, we followed the
Salutations
rivers.
to the
And I
primes.
showed you how all the rivers connected up. And I gave you all the spiritual connections of the rivers to follow them from literally South America on up to North Carolina. All right. I showed you that in the Charlotte Rise Up book. But let me explain something about Bob Marley, right? So Bob Marley was having a gathering. Let me see. Remember what chapter I wrote this in. Bob Marley was having a gathering, right? And this is one of the final lessons that he was teaching his followers. All right, because I'm a follower of Bob Marley. Whether you know it or not, Bob Marley lived in Delaware. Right? He lived in Wilmington, Delaware. And they say, well, where are you originally from, Lazarus? Wilmington, Delaware. Guess what? Bob Marley had a relationship with my grandma, not a platonic relationship, like they knew each other. And Bob Marley used to seek readings and gather readings from my grandmother when he lived on 22nd Street of Wilmington, Delaware. So I explained certain things that my grandmom explained to me and what conversations that she had with Bob Marley, all right, when he had his travels in Wilmington, Delaware. I explained about that, all right? And he used to work for Chrysler at that, all right? So yeah, let me see. I can't see what you said. You said, what is the name of the nonprofit? It's called Tuwalu. Let me see. Our nonprofit is called Sister Kimberly. If you willing to be a volunteer, please get up with Oracle or our president, which is Thea Lamel. The name of the nonprofit is called Tuwalu, which is the healing associated with all love unite. And I'm gonna spell that for you real quick. And you can look us up. You can look us up through the Secretary of State of North Carolina, and you will see that we are a nonprofit 501c3. All right, which we are a religious charitable organization. You can look us up if you would like. And you will also see our bylaws of our community. It's public record. You will see the bylaws of our community. If you would like to be a board member, we would love you. We really we want to expand out. So we're looking to connect with more people. Um I wanted to bring something to you in this book when Bob Marley was talking about Ptah. When he was talking about Ptah is actually Ta. It's actually Ptah. It means Ta Rastafari. You say Rasta. When you saying Rasta, it comes from Rosh, Rosta, Rosh, which means the head. But Rosh is in reference to Ta, because Ta is the one who basically proceeds over the
Salutations to the
mind
primes.
and of utterance. You said, I would love to be a board member as well, Aki. Hey, Trill, what state are you in? What city and state are you in? All right. I'm gonna connect you with our president. All right. And we'll figure everything out. We'll love for you to be a board member, Trill. What city and state you in? It's 11:03 right now, Comb. What city and state you in? So oh, this is where he says it right here. I pulled it out, found the page. So he said this is if you have the Gemini project, this is page 158. And this is I'm starting from verse 68. This is what Bob Marley said. Yo, Trill, you in Florida? Stop lying. I'm in Florida, bro. What are you saying? Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I'm in Tampa. Link up. Look at this. So verse 68, Bob Marley says this. In the constellation of Taurus lies the symbolism of Rastafarian dreadlocks. He counted. The flames of the campfire, he said, the flames of the campfire dancing in with his woods. The horns of, he said, the horns are not mere physical horns, but the magnetic flow emanating from the essence of Rastaman or woman. Taurus aligned with Ta Rastafarian represents the divine connection between heaven and earth. Bob explained, his eyes shining with insight. He said this. In the celestial dance, I know my Jamaican accent is crazy, but I wrote it like that, so I'm doing my best to say it like that. He said, in the celestial dance, we find our roots firmly grounded in the Mother Earth while reaching for the heavens above. The dreadlock, like the cosmic he said, the dreadlock, like the cosmic thread, weave the story of our spiritual journey. He said this. His hands, all right, he said this also. We embrace the sacred geometry of the universe, aligning our souls with the sacred knowledge of ancient wisdom. It's deep. It's deep the way Bob Marley breaks this stuff down. Because I'm gonna look at this. He says, as the crown of enlightenment adorns our heads, we are anchored in the profound understanding of Jah's love. Each lock of our hair represents a step on the path of self-realization, unity, and liberation. In the temple of Mount Zion, we chant the praises of Jah, the divine within and without. The constellation of Taurus guides us on the sacred journey, reminding us that we are children of the stars, destined to shine. So, my brethren and sisters, let us embrace our Rasta identity with pride and with love. In the unity of our dreadlocks, we are united as one, bringing the realms of spirit and matter. So think about what your locks are for. This is what Bob. People say, well, why you wrote this? I was in the spirit of Bob. And keep it real. I wrote this in the spirit of Bob. In my meditation. What he would say in the lessons of how he embraced it. Rastafarianism. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, I was a Rasta for over 20 years of my life. I was a Rastafarian for 20 years of my life. I'm going to say that. And I grew my locks for for all that time. And when I cut my locks, I only I only left this. I only left my hair this. All right. Now, people say, well, um, why did you cut your locks if you was a Rasta? Because I was at the final degree. My master teacher told me that I have to touch, I have to cut my locks in order to be in tune with my locks. So, not telling y'all to cut your locks, but what I'm telling you is that I was able to know that I still have my hair on my head because you see this, you see that up there. Shout out to El Jara. He must know what I'm talking about. You just had your locks for a very long time, and when you cut your locks, do you still feel your locks? And if you don't feel your locks, ask you just do a meditation, breathe for a second, and feel your locks on your head right now, bro. I saw your locks; they were down here. They were down here, so you must be in tune with your locks. They were on your head for a very long time. So what I would like for you to do is tell me if you still feel your locks on your head. Yes or no? I'm gonna tell you, I still feel my locks. That was the final degree. So like Bob said, he said he said this, in the unity of our dreadlocks or our locks, we are united as one, bridging the realms of spirit and matter. Bridging the realms of spirit and matter. We're locked in. We're locked in because spirit is having an experience through the physical. Locked in. So El Jara has just, gave his testimony that he still feels his locks. And he had his, like I said, his locks were down here. And I'm pretty sure he had them for a long time. How long you had your locks, brother? He said it's energetically, I felt energetically down my back. Yes. So that is your crown chakra, bro. Your crown chakra extended as long as you had your dreads, bro. As long as you had your dreads, that's how your crown
Cool.
chakra.
Salutations to the prime.
Now you know your crown chakra without the hair. You know it just with your the energy that it gave you, that how it connected you. All right? It's 11:11 right now. It is 11:11 right now. Let me do this real quick. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. 11:11.
Yeah, Dualu.
Healing energy on me, baby.
Yeah, Dualu.
Healing energy. Let's go. 11:11.
11, oh, 11.
Yeah, Dualu.
11, oh, 11.
We had to pull in that healing energy real quick. We had to pull that healing energy in real quick. We had to pull in a little bit of healing energy, y'all. What's up? Who in here? Thank you. Thank you. What's up? We're going to let this 11:11 go. All right. What's up, y'all? Put something in the comment section. You are relevant. What's up? How many degrees are in the circle? How many degrees are in the circle? Yo, if you having problems with Facebook, because a lot of times when Facebook is doing whatever, log into the Messiah Code on YouTube. It's better to see it from the Messiah Code on YouTube, because I hear a lot of people telling me that Facebook is kicking them off my broadcast. All I'm saying to y'all is listen, forget Facebook, yo. Go on to YouTube. All right. Go on the YouTube. It is better. Yeah. If anything, I can tell y'all, go on the YouTube to not discourage you. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, because again, when we sharing information, I don't want anything, being misconstrued, or you know, you get knocked off for any particular reason. All right. I want to say that. So any comments or questions? It was really going really good.
11, 11, oh, 11, 11.
It's a 1-for-1 moment right now. It's a 1-for-1 moment right now. What's the 4-1? 11-14. How many degrees are in a circle? You can put it in the comment section. You know what it is. It's 361 degrees in a circle. All right, 361 degrees. All right, thank you. 361 degrees in a circle. For anybody that's new to this build, we operate from the dot. It's 361 degrees in a circle. We keep it real. That's 19 times 19, 361 degrees. The dot that's in the middle. That's where we operate from. So I'm gonna do we had that healing energy. We had some good healing energy on here. That was cool. So let me elaborate some more, and I only need probably about 10 more minutes of y'all time. How about that? I need about 10 more minutes of y'all time, and then it is what it is. Any questions or comments, let me know. Let me know. So today's discussion was about the halls of Amenti. And then what we allocated in this discussion is that, the halls of Amenti are really the Stargate. Again, we've been having discussions about the cube. Make sure that you get this book. Make sure that you get this book, The Cube. All right. I'm telling you, I have equations in here that will take you to the next level. Breath equations that will take you to the next level of self. All right. You said, what tribe is the Virgo? Let me see. Let me remember what tribe is Virgo. I gotta go get my Rastafarian book for that. Go look in the it's in the red book. It's in the Psalms book. Pops put out a book, the Psalms book, the red book. It has the tribes in there. You can go look if you want to check that out. Anyhow, yeah, we've been talking about this cube situation, and I've been breaking it down. The real matrix is the cube. If anything, I can say to y'all, if anything, the way that I can describe it, I've been sharing different PowerPoints and discussions explaining the dimensions of a cube. All right. In this book, I show you a methodology with your breath and with chanting, how to resonate in different ways. I'll give you an example. All right. Like you would have to find certain relationships utilizing math. You find certain relationships and you plug in these relationships and you create your math. Like let's say you breathe, right? Let's say you breathe in, and we'll count the breath as a source of time. And that source of time has a number system that moves from 1 through um let's say 60 or something, because we're dealing with minutes. All right, so a minute is your interval. That's you going to count every minute. But you can utilize irrational numbers as well. You don't have to count as a minute. You can say, well, 1 second or 3.14 seconds is a minute. How about that? You can say that is your minute. You can make that your cycle. But let's just say, for a universal perspective, a minute is your breath cycle. So you breathe in, let's say, 6 breaths or 10 breaths. Let me say six, 6 breaths, right? So that would be 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, 60 seconds, right? So 5 seconds you breathe in, 5 seconds you breathe out. All right. You utilize methodologies like this in order to create the hydrogen ladder. You said Asar L, Neutral Prime Supreme. I know that's right. Talk about it. Bring balance to the earth, bro. Bring balance to the mainframe. All right. So 5, you breathe in your nose, not out, not in your mouth, though. You got to breathe in your nose. All right. And then what you do is you're igniting the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb, you need the olfactory bulb to connect with the pineal gland to create the dual modulating circuit. Now remember, when you were creating the AM radio, look, when you was creating the AM radio, let's go back to this lesson that we was sharing. Remember, when you was creating the AM radio, what happened? What we had to do when we was making ourselves into an AM radio. The AM is really I am. Remember, it's an affirmation, but it's really amplitude modulation. All right. So now, how to do this, you have to know the components of the machine in order to make it work. You have to know the components, and you have to know how to tap into the cornerstone. The cornerstone is the tetrahedron. Okay. So I explain this by first knowing how to create the machine. All right. So you know that in AM amplitude modulation, you don't send the signal by frequency, you send it by amplifying your intent. You shape the wave by how deep you feel. This is why emotion is what? Energy in motion. All right. Real simple. That's real simple. So the human body is already a natural AM device capable of sending spiritual messages to the ionosphere, which is the halls of Amenti, and also what they call the Akashic records. All right. Now, this is the ionosphere. The ionosphere is a dynamic layer of the Earth's upper atmosphere, extending roughly about what, 30 miles, also to 600 miles above sea level. It's a region where the gases are ionized by solar and cosmic radiation, meaning that atoms and molecules have lost or gained electrons, creating electrically charged particles, ions, and free electrons. All right. So we are charging up the ionosphere by what is inside us. And I explain this as Schumann resonance is really the raw base. It's really the raw base. All right. But as you go up, you can channel the tones, and you can move up through the heart or the carrier wave, which is your heart. So your heart is the carrier wave. Every beat generates electromagnetic rhythm. All right. That's your bass tone, the carrier frequency in all equations. So this was very important to know. And I break this down in the cube as well, because it's very important to know that your heart, the intentions of the heart, that's the way your heart beats. Your heart beats with intention. People, like, please, Like for everything you're doing, your mouth can say a lot of things, but your heart says it all. Your heart says it all. For anything I can tell you, move in the direction of your heart. All right. And say some people say sometimes your heart leads you in the wrong direction. Not That's not the case, because your heart will lead you to the gut feeling. And that gut feeling is like, oh man, that gut feeling is like really a feeling that speaks to the mind. And people say it's like a whisper of the word. It sounds like a little voice, but that little voice becomes a big voice or a great light of sort. All right. So yeah, but when we talking about turning yourself into the AM radio and connecting up as a literal biological machine, you know, knowing that these shapes, you got to spiral in order to get out, whether it is a octahedron, because a pyramid, you see this pyramid on here, that's an octahedron. That the pyramids in Giza are really an octahedron, because it's as above so below. You have to know the principles of these, because when you, like, let me explain resonance real quick. Let me explain resonance, because you got resonance when you shout something out, right? And it hits the wall. Let's say it hits the wall. Boom. All right. So first things first, with resonance, you got to know what type of vehicle you in. All right. So let's say you look at your room around you right now, and everybody looking them around you, you like, yo, Lamel, they got me in a box. They got me in a box, Lamel. It's a square or it's a rectangle that I'm in right now, Lamel. But when you go outside in the universe, what do you see? You see a dome. You see a dome. All right. And you see how the universe connects up. But hear me out. This is the first thing that you need to understand. You are not in this box. Stop looking at the room that you in like the imaginary reality that you need to be in your mind. You are outside, because whether you know it or not, through these walls, what's transmitting through these walls? Signals. And I can show you on the screen that signals produce images. Not only 2D images, but three-dimensional images that sound makes. So when you start to chant, don't you know it takes shape? It takes shape, and it solidifies and densifies as physical matter. That's how real serious this is. So now you know what you're in. You know what type of shape. You know what you're amongst. And what you realize is this: you are in the shapes that you imagine in your mind. Keep it real. So now you start to use the principles of those shapes. So now I'm going back to resonance. Let me speak on resonance. What resonance is. So resonance is like if I shout something and it bounces, like we're in a tube. Let's say we're in a tube and I shout something and it comes back to me. All right. So the moment it comes back to me, because you got to remember, sound has a certain speed that it moves as. You know what I mean? So as it moves, it comes back, and then you catch the sound, and then you ignite a spark as soon as it comes back to you. Boom. You know what happens to that sound? It duplicates in its power, its amplification. It duplicates. So what if it comes back 3 or 4 times? Now it starts to, you know, go up powers. The power of 4, the power of 5, the power of whatever. And that's how the energy transmits. This is how we go to the universe. This is how we speak to the cosmos, because they're looking to connect up to the aliens or extraterrestrials through there, but they're not looking to connect through the extraterrestrials through here. And that's the mistake that they're making. You said somatic frequencies. Yes. Yes. Somatic frequencies. Yeah. They create shapes. You know what I'm saying? So when you chant, when you call upon the name of the Lord in a certain way, or how you feel it, or how people consider it, you actually create a tone or a shape that cracks the barrier from the square that you're in or the cube that you're in. It cracks the barrier of it. You feel me? So that's something that you got to know that, yo, man, you operate from the dot. And the only way you can see this is through astral perception. And the exercise for astral perception that I gave you earlier is what? I want you to see yourself not just in the mirror, but see yourself from the side. See yourself from this side. See yourself from this angle, from above, watching yourself from below. See yourself in all directions. That way you can be able to crack the cube. Because when you send the signal, you spiral and you move up with the signal and you crack and you go through what they call the rectangular prism. Yeah, the rectangular prism became a book, but at the corner of that rectangular prism is a tetrahedron. And the tetrahedron has four faces. And four faces are what? They speak about this. Look at this. I'm going to show you this Bible verse. Well, when do they speak about this, Lamel? Watch this. Man, I'm going to blow your mind. Ezekiel 1 5. Let me see. I was pulling up these verses. Look at this. Watch this. 14, this Ezekiel 14, four faces. What was Ezekiel seeing? That's the question. What was Ezekiel seeing? Each of the cherubim had four faces. One face was that of a cherub, and the second face was that of a human being. And the third face is the face of a lion, and the fourth face is the face of an eagle. What was he seeing? He was seeing the tetrahedron. What he's explaining to you is a tetrahedron. A tetrahedron has four faces. It has 4 points. That's what he's explaining. The tetrahedron is what? It represents what? You got observation. See, because tetrahedron is 2 square. It's 2 square. All right? 2 square is what? And then it's 2 cubed. That's what the tetrahedron is. It's 2 square, then 2 cubed. Boom. 2 square is what? 4. Because what? 4, yeah, it spirals out. Spiral the spirit. Spirit is spiral. Yeah. Look at this. Facts. So, man, if you think about this, right? Just moving up the tetrahedron, right? You got observation, you got observation, you got my mind is, if anybody can remind me real quick. You got observation, you got thoughts, will, and reflection. My fault. I had a brain cluster. So it's observation, which is shell. Then you got thought. Then you got will and reflection. These are the 4-point symmetry of the mind. It unfolds and ravels like that. And it becomes a tetrahedron. Look at this. So observation is just, for instance, you got a server right now, right? On your phone. If you say, hey, Google, or something like that, Google is going to start to react, right? But it's not going to react unless you say the word to make it react. Am I right? Yo, it's going to say, what? If it's just listening to you, because it's in observation mode. But if you say that sacred word, it's going to react. All right? That's how observation is. Okay? But then you have thoughts. But thoughts are random, because thoughts is what the universe is made of. The universe is just made of thought. That's all it is thought. All right? So now we get down to art, to the utilization of these things, because you got will. That's to utilize the purpose of observation and thought. All right? To utilize it. Will. And then you got what? Reflection. So you can remember. So you can record. All right? Not just observe it. So you can remember it. And all of these are the four symmetry of the mind. But then you go two cubed, because the two, remember, is the eyes, but it goes back to two because it takes you to eight, and eight is what? Eight is the torus, but it represents the mind. But the torus was the angles of the cube, because when I took y'all back to the cube, what happened? When I took y'all back to the cube, let me see this in the mainframe consciousness. I took you back to the cube. My fault. You had real quick. There it is, right there. The cube. Those are the measurements of the cube. You got 8 vertices, 12 edges, and what? 6 faces. We've been breaking this down. The 6 faces, the 6 sides, or the 6 faces represent the carbonated cell. All right. The 12 edges represent the 12 bars of the 12 zodiac signs, or the 12 hours of day and night. All right. And then the 8 vertices represent the 8 angles, because that's where all angles meet. That's at your eyes, because the only way you can see the eyes is through reflection. So the vertices are also your vertical, the height of one's reality. And together with the area becomes the volume. And volume is not just a volume of books. Volume is a tone that you denote. Because I told y'all when I was sharing the information of enlightenment, that when the Big Bang happened, your mother and father, Big Bang was actually a tone of creation that solidified you. It was a tone of creation that solidified your body. And that tone is echoing within the cell. And that cell is your physical composition. Observation, thought, and will. Observation, thought, will, and reflection. Observation, thought, will, and reflection, the 4-part symmetry of the mind. I explained that in the Messiah Code book. If you get the Messiah Code book, it explains all of that. The 4-part symmetry of the mind: shell, male, cow, and sail. Shell is the great ancestor, the turtle. Male is the owl, and then you got cow, which is the feline, which is the cat, and then you got sail. All right. Yeah, but Ezekiel explains that, man. He explains that a couple times. Ezekiel, watch this. Ezekiel. This is the Ezekiel 1:5 through 10. Y'all can look that up. 1:5 through 10. He was seeing what is some consider to be the tetrahedron. Oh man, I don't know if this is too much. There it is. But he said, and out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance, and they had the likeness of a man, and blah blah blah, and 4 faces. Come on, y'all. You know, they're explaining it with riddles so you can be able to unravel them. And they had the likeness of a man, which is you. All right? Keep it real. All right. So I'm gonna end it with that. I'm gonna end it with that. But I'm gonna say this. Thank you for everybody that came in. This was a great broadcast. It really was a great broadcast, and I shared some great enlightenment with you. We are looking for volunteers of the Tuwalu nonprofit corporation. If you would like to be a part of it, we're looking for great people that want to do great things in the community. I explained earlier about how if what I would like you to do it for your homework here is to find out your city council people, find out when your next meeting is, and just do a little bit of reconnaissance what's going on in the community. And what we'll do is we'll start to address those needs. And if they're not meeting our needs, we need to get them out of office. That's our next line of business. I'm gonna keep it real. That's it. So if you see something wrong, thank you. Thank you, Oracle. I know it's late. I know you got to get up early in the morning. I really appreciate your time and your attendance. I know it's worth something. It's really worth a lot. All right. For all the people that watch, Oracle is up in the morning doing a happy new day for everyone. We are rising stars, so we definitely have somebody that's doing something great for us. All right. You said observation, thought, will. Yes. Reflection, symmetries. Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for everybody attending. Your time is worth everything. And it was great, man. It really was great. For anybody, this isn't soda. This is actually seltzer water. I like that's one of my favorite things to drink. I love to drink carbonated water. Anybody asks. No, I'm not drinking no soda. This is not soda. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and goddesses, kings and queens, this is carbonated water. I drink a lot of carbonated water because I feel I'm a plant. I'm a plant. If anything I can tell y'all. Shout out 8612. Yo, bro, I'm gonna say this before I get off. You know what 6812 add to, right? 576 acres. 576 was what? It's 24 times 24. Come on, man. I'm trying to tell you. Bro. Equals 24. 576 equals 24. Excuse me. But I'm going to get off. Yeah, it was a great broadcast. 6 times 8 times 12 equals 576, which is 24 times 24. Going back. You know what I'm saying? Going back to that cube. But I love y'all. Y'all have a great night. And I hopefully this was informative to everyone. All right. So 747 24/7. I gotta blast y'all out. Y'all better turn it down because I'm gonna blast y'all out. Y'all have a good night. All right. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Or y'all can turn it up. I don't know what state are y'all in. Y'all can turn it up. Blast y'all, leave y'all with this.
Ya Tuwalu, 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 Ya Tuwalu.
Thank you for your time. Thank you everyone for your time.
Ya Yadualukum, 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 Yadualukum.
This is everything I explained tonight right here. Here's the equations right here.
Yadualukum, Yadualukum, Yadualukum. Yahakamu, Yadualukum, 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 Yadualukum.